So I think I have finally found the perfect solution for staying on top of things when I'm out and about and I don't have my chunky A5 desk bound planner with me, which was to set up this LV Small Agenda as my on the go pocket size planner. So if you're looking for some ideas and inspiration for your pocket size planner, grab your cuppa and let's get cozy. I've spoken in a previous video around the problems of having a chunky A5 planner. I've tried a few different things, like having a separate tote bag to keep it in. I've tried making notes on my phone. I've tried a few different things and nothing really stuck until I decided to finally give in and become that two planner girl. I really didn't want to, but I'm moving away from being working at home. I've got a part-time job now, so it was mission critical that I have this on-the-go planner solution finally set up. So that's where this little Louis Vuitton agenda came into the chat, shall we say. So I already had this in my collection. I'd found it on eBay. It's a pre-loved item and it just seemed like too good an opportunity to not bid on it. I was the only bidder and I got it at an absolute bargain price, but I never found a use for it until now. However, because I am not a pocket planner kind of girl, I didn't have any inserts, I didn't have any bits and pieces other than a few little things that I could salvage from this very old Filofax Domino that I bought circa 2006, I think. The last set of inserts in here, funnily enough, is 2010, which is when I had my first child. So that just shows that I've always been a rings planner girl. This is the very first planner I ever bought, and I've salvaged a few bits from this. That being I was using the ruler. I had this amazing top opening pocket by Filofax. I don't know if the camera's going to focus on that, but this is by Filofax and it is a completely clear top opening pocket. Like I don't think you see that anymore by Filofax. I also salvaged out some note paper and the card dividers from here. I have since taken out the top opening pocket because I've kind of changed this setup, and I also took out the black ruler because I just kind of felt like the black was quite harsh and I wasn't 100% loving it. But when I initially moved in, it served a purpose because I just wanted to run an experiment and see whether this would actually work for me. I didn't want to spend anything. I wanted to salvage stuff from my own stash, being that I already had the pocket planner. I already had some bits that I could take from the Filofax, such as these 6-tab dividers. I had some note paper as well from the Filofax, which I also put into here. The only thing I didn't have was some monthly inserts. So before I get to the flip through, my current monthly inserts, if I can just try and find a reasonably empty, yeah, let's do December. It probably doesn't have anything in it. So I originally wanted to just take this and essentially not just shrink it down. I didn't just shrink it down by 88% and print it. I actually completely redesigned this insert specifically for pocket size planners. So that is this one. However, when I actually started to use it, I'm like, I didn't even use it. Once I redesigned it, shrunk it down, printed it out, I realised that actually I'm never going to use this page. I've already got it in my main planner. I don't actually need to double up on this information. Yes, there's room to put mini icon stickers, but am I going to want to spend the time doing that? It's an extra thing. I'm already feeling anxious about this double entry scheduling, in that I've got to maintain 2 calendars. And yeah, I didn't need my priorities. I didn't need, well, maybe the checklist in the notes is handy, but really this is what I needed to be able to use. So I went back to the drawing board and I will show you what I ended up creating as we flip through this little pocket planner. I didn't have this set up pretty initially. I just whacked in the notepaper, whacked in a pen, popped in the ruler and created my monthly inserts and just started road testing it to see whether it would work. And if I show you my month on 2 pages, so this is the final design that I settled on for this planner, and this has worked so well. I really love this center section where I can focus on noting down important dates, my part-time hours, all of those little things. I can do that on the go. I've got all of the information that I need to hand. I've even penciled in things like kids' dental appointments, when they're on spring break and other summer break, spring break and stuff like that. So this has been super duper handy to have in my planner. Let's do a proper flip through section by section. So up front I've added the little daisy magnetic charm by Coloured Cafe. I've got some paper sticky notes, and I found these on thejournalshop.com. They're by Paperian, and they're their plan markers in the shape round and the colours oat and latte. And the reason I picked these is because I specifically wanted small paper sticky notes. I didn't want to have an extra pen or to use a different kind of pen. I like to use a brown or a brown grey ink. That's just me. And yeah, I just needed paper stickies. So what I've done here is I've actually stuck these onto a bit of scrap acetate so that I can pop them in my pocket easily. And then I'm just using the paper clip because sometimes stickies you lose their stick, and it seemed like a good excuse to have something decorative in my planner that also actually serves a function in that it keeps the stickies safe. And my plan with these is that I can use these as either page markers or a little place to jot down small notes and things like this. I've got some dot stickers, which I'll show you where I use those in a moment. I'm not completely loving this colour in here. I think it looks a bit drab and boring, but I'll probably swap that later. And then this is just a little piece of journaling ephemera that I thought, you know what, I think that would be quite cute there. So we'll just pop it in there. Doesn't serve a purpose. It's just something cute to look at. Now, the first really eye-catching thing I think in my planner is this March dashboard, and this is actually a bonus for my members on Substack. So if you're a paid member on Substack, this is available in pocket, personal, A5 and half letter. So that would be available to you guys. And I just thought that this was really cool, having the circle, the date done in a circle, because it could almost be like some sort of habit tracker or challenge, or like March Madness 31-day challenge to do 10k steps each day. I don't know. I'm not creating a challenge here right now, but I just thought that would be quite neat if there was something I wanted to task myself, well, not task, that sounds a bit harsh, something I wanted to challenge myself to do every day during March. So that's why that is up the front. I've got my 2024 calendar, and this is where I'm using those little dot stickers, which I've actually cut in half because I still wanted to easily be able to see the past dates. So that's why I've cut those in half like that. Now here I've got another piece of acetate where I've just punched it round the corners and slit the hole so that I can easily remove it on and off the rings. But this was where I was making little notes and things, and I'll explain more about this in a moment because this has actually inspired some inserts that I've created in this planner. So now we're on to the first section, and it is my calendar / schedule section. I've got a date log up first and then my actual monthly inserts. Now the reason I've done a date log is this whole double entry scheduling that's been kind of just bugging me, that I get anxious that I'm going to, like, say in February I've been to the dentist, and then say the dentist gives me a date for a follow-up in 6 months time, and what if I forget to check further along my planner. Am I going to be doing a flip through each month in each planner and do a spot the difference? Like, I just, yeah. And to rely on my brain to remember that I've put dates here, there and everywhere would just be a fallacy, let's face it. So originally I thought, well, you know what, no problem. I will just note things down on a sticky note at the front of my planner. So when I'm in a meeting, if they give me a date for a follow-up or another meeting or what have you, I can just put, oh, I've added a meeting on such and such a date onto the sticky note at the front. But the thing is, I've also used this sticky note to do a pen test. And then I used the same sticky note to make a list of items that I needed to buy whilst I was in my local town centre. And then as I've been working through this planner and I've thought of different inserts that I wanted to add to it, I've made a note of those on this sticky note. So it's kind of served a purpose. It has been handy, but it's really messy and it feels like everything is all over the place and not organised. And the whole point of having these things is that it's meant to help keep us organised. So that's what triggered this first insert called the date log insert, where I can easily just write down the date of the meeting that I've been given that's in the future, make a short title or description here, and then once I've added it into my main A5 planner, I can just check it off. And I've even got an area at the bottom for any little additional notes that I want to make. So that was the first additional insert that I made for this planner after road testing the monthly inserts and seeing whether I could make this work, after seeing where the little problems were with sort of how I was scribbling things down all over the place. Now let's move on to the next section. Did I already talk about this? I made this because, as I said, I wasn't happy with the black page marker from Filofax. And I don't really love this either. Like this, the acetate has a blue tinge to it. I would prefer it if it was completely clear. And then I added a little bit of gold foil washi tape at the bottom just to like jazz it up. It's not the ideal solution. I would like something a bit more like actually designed for this purpose rather than just crafted by me, but it will do for now. I'm on the hunt for something nice to use as a page flag though, but you know, it's not mission critical at the moment. This does the job, doesn't it? Right, the next section number 2. Look, see, it's like a little bit grubby. These page dividers that I salvaged out of my Filofax, these are their cream 6-tab numbered side tabs, numbered paper or cardboard dividers. And look at the date that these are from, 2004. Like, that's wild. That's wild. So old. Anyway, we've done the first section. The second section in this planner that I decided to add was an area for meeting notes. Now I'd already put some of the scrap paper that was left over from my Filofax in here, but the problem was, although it was great and it did the job, like it serves its purpose, I felt like my notes were getting a little bit messy from meetings and all over the place. So that's where I created another insert just to help organize my meeting notes so that they actually made sense to me the following day or the following week. So I've given myself an area at the top to clearly define a date and the title for the meeting, space to put any key people in attendance or important details that I just want to bring out and highlight into its own section. Then I've got the actual lined note-taking area for the meeting, and then at the bottom I decided to give myself space to have some check circles where I can do next actions post meeting. And I felt like this is really handy because what I was finding was I'd make all of these scrappy notes and then I wasn't necessarily checking back through everything, or it just felt like a handy thing to have at the bottom to see, okay, these are the things that I need to action post-meeting. I know that there are note-taking or meeting note-taking systems out there, but I really didn't want to have to learn a system. I just wanted something where I can do my meeting notes as I was already doing, but just give very clearly defined areas for making important details visible. Right, let's move on to the next section, which is an inbox section. And again, this was inspired by my scrappy notes on my sticky note at the front for like my shopping list. So this inbox is for items to buy. It could be any kind of inbox though, but I realised that when I'm on the go, there are certain items that I need to buy that I can't get at my local supermarket. They're things that I can't just add to my grocery list, as it were. So I decided to create another insert just to help keep things organized. So I've got 5 columns here where I can do like an initial, or it could be color coded. There's space at the top for a key so that I know that H stands for household, P for pantry, T for toiletries, and W for wardrobe. And then I can just list out the things that I need, tick to tag them as their specific area or category, and then once I've got them I can just tick them off, and it just helped to keep things a lot more organized. Because believe it or not, even though I've got this sticky note and I can see everything there, I still forgot to buy roll-on when I was in the health food shop, because I like to buy roll-on that doesn't have loads of chemicals and things in it. And I got home and I was just like, oh well, I'm not out of roll-on yet, but it's like next time I'm in town and I'm at the health food shop, I've got to remember to go do that. But whereas if I've got this, I can just open it up and see, okay, what toiletries do I need to make? And I might still miss something. To be fair, I might still miss something, but at least I've got it more organised. Now the next section, section 4, is just where I'm keeping the spare note paper just in case I do want something scrappy to write on. And then 5 and 6 have nothing in there. So what I'm thinking of doing here is not using these side tab dividers, purely because I do want to put a pen in here. This isn't my final choice of pen, and I think what I'm going to do is in my main planner I already have a circa clip pen in here, so I'm thinking I should just utilize this pen, get another one and use it in this planner. The only problem is the pen loop in this isn't that great. It's like facing the wrong way. It's not elasticated, so I mean, yes, it seems to grip on, but because the tabs are there and it's facing inward rather than outward, it kind of just doesn't work very well. And at the moment I'm just like committing a sin of all sins and popping my pen down the rings, which I just feel is like a very naughty thing to do. But my idea is to get rid of these tabbed dividers, and this is another reason why I'm not using this pocket, because it does stick out further than the actual insert size. I've got top tab dividers coming from a shop called SortStuffOut. So that's 4 sections at the top, which is perfect for the 4 sections that I currently have in this planner. I've also got a page lifter coming, and what I'm thinking is on the page lifter, I will just get one of those stick-on elasticated pen loops, and then I can just pop my pen on the side, and then it doesn't matter. Now, the pen I did originally find for this planner, when I was buying the sticky notes from the journal shop, I saw this pen and I instantly fell in love with it, because it's a pencil ball point pen in that the barrel is a cedar wood barrel, so it's just kind of gorgeous. And then it's got these brass details at the top and the bottom, but it's actually a ballpoint pen. Like, how cool is that? But it's black ink and it's a 1.0 nib size, and I prefer like a 0.5 like the Circa clip. So, but that would have been really, really cool. And plus it's really chunky as well. I didn't realise how chunky it would be. I knew it was going to be small and would fit perfectly, but it's just so chunky. So I'm a little bit sad that that didn't work. Maybe I will find a use for this eventually, but yeah, sad times. And yeah, I think that is it. I've waffled a little bit too much. I'm ever so sorry about that. But this is how I've finally got this planner set up. Oh, I didn't talk about this. Another thing I noticed when I was doing meetings was that I was kind of a little bit all over the place, having to flip through to find where my next blank meeting page was. And yes, I know I could just use a sticky note, but they eventually lose their stick and it would just feel like I'm constantly sticking sticky notes in. Or I could have used, like, I've got these index tabs, sticky index tabs, so I could have used some of those, like just stuck that up the front somewhere. But I thought, I want something cute. I need something cute hanging out the bottom of my planner, and like that is just the sweetest little thing, isn't it? Problem is, paper clips damage the paper, don't they? So another brainwave of mine was to just whack it on some acetate, and then another brainwave of mine was to decorate the acetate with some washi tape and washi tape stickers. So yeah, that is that, and it helps me get to the next section for my meeting notes really quickly without having to flip through. So everything in here, nearly everything decorative in here, serves a purpose. Like, I'm making everything work for its position, apart from this and this. But this just gets away with it because it's cute. This really, we could just take this out. Maybe I will just take it out because I like it, but I don't love it. That's gone. Boom, you're gone. You're fired. Yeah, that looks much better, doesn't it? I think that was the reason that these didn't look right. The colours weren't jiving together well. Anyway, that is the final setup. I hope it's given you guys some ideas, some inspiration. If you've got any comments about things that I could tweak for this, like if you're got any tips, that would be fabulous. I know that a lot of you have shared tips on my other videos when I shared this dilemma of the on-the-go planner. And until the next time, I'll catch you then. Bye for now. Bye, 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 bye.